my friends. How you doing? How are we today? Let's get this a little situated. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're having a good day today. We have a little background music. Hopefully that's not too loud. We got a new week before us. Adventure. It's going to be a great day today. I look outside. It's sunny out. Kids are off school. The only thing I'm not really jazzed about is my coffee. We ran out of milk, so I had to use almond milk, and it tastes like crap. So I'm not really drinking it. It tastes like crap. It's nasty. It's nasty. So we're going to be going over higher time frame analysis. We're going to be going over what the week could look like, and put together an analysis. What did my weekend? Good morning, Wilhelm. I'm doing well. My son had a football pool party. So got to hang out with some of the parents of his football team. And we had church. And we went out. I sighted in. I bought myself a crossbow. I'm going to go crossbow hunting this year. Or bow hunting this year. Was planning on doing that. I had my son try it out. He ended up slipping. Something broke, and a giant piece of metal smacked him in the face. Started bleeding. So I got to get that fixed. There'll be a call I'm making today to call the warranty company to fix this crossbow that I just bought. Price is going to be open here in 4 minutes. So let's get our analysis in here real quick. We have buy side right here, and then this volume imbalance sitting immediately above that. I think we could reach for that. But before we reach for it, we may want to dip down into this daily fair value gap, dig into this. We also have no news today. This is a no news Monday, which they suck. They're not fun. They're unpredictable. Today is Monday. Monday we got Waller Speaks, FOMC member Waller Speaks, and then this leading index, which is all nothing. So we basically have no news today. So with that in mind, I am going to go very light. I'm not going to do anything heavy. I'm no news days. I'm not going to put any weight in my trades. I'm going to also let the first trade that I see play out. I'm probably not going to take that first setup unless it's a doozy. We are sitting inside the new week opening gap. We are hanging out inside this range. So if we look at the 15-minute here, you'll see this from this close to this open, from Friday to Sunday. This is the new week's opening gap. So you can see we played around the top side, we broke through, we played around the bottom side, then now we're playing inside it and reaching for the bottom at the moment. All before the news, or all before open here in about 2 minutes. So that's kind of what we're seeing right now. I do like the idea. I had this marked from last night that we may reach down into this. Well, we reached into it overnight, and I'm going to wait till open to see what we do with the rest of this gap, because we close right here. We're going to have a small opening range gap as well from this high to the current position, where it's a very small gap. So we're talking about 8 handles, 18 to about 10 handle gap. So not very large either. Let's change the color of the background. Get a little bit of purple going on. We are entering this 5-minute fair value, 15-minute fair value gap right now. And the thing I like about this is we had equal lows here. And now we're hitting this before open. So I want to see what kind of reaction we get here in 8 seconds. I'm assuming it's just going to be wicky, but if it's directional, that's impressive. I could also see us beginning to move the other direction. We have this, where did it go? Oh, it's way up there. We have this buy-side liquidity, which I think ultimately could be a target, as well as the volume imbalance sitting up here. So we have this buy-side liquidity, we have the volume imbalance, and then we have the daily fair value gap below. Those are the areas that I'm watching. This is a stretch. We may not get there today, but it's absolutely something that's plausible. Good morning, Deborah. So we also have a breaker sitting right here. High, low, higher high. Market structure shift. We're inside the 15-minute fair value gap for a lower move. And it looks like this is going to be directional. I believe I have a eval account that I have not been using. We might look at trading that. Yeah, it's $1,100 right now. So I got about $2,000 before we hit that. I might focus on this for today because we have no news. I'm not liking this price action here. We started getting some volatility here, but need to wait and see. Let's drop down to the 5-minute here. So I got my levels that I've shared with you. We got buy side liquidity from August 1st. August 1st high is our buy side liquidity. We got our new week opening gap high and our low from the new week opening gap. We have our daily volume imbalance, which is sitting right there. Our daily volume imbalance, if you want to put these on your charts. And then we have a daily fair value gap beneath price action where we're currently sitting at right now. So how does price want to get to these areas? We don't know yet. But once price decides what it wants to do, then we're going to know and we can capitalize on it. That's really our goal, is to find out when price wants to give us wants to show their hand. And once it shows its hand, it gives us an opportunity to capitalize on it. This candle here wicked this opening gaps, new week opening gaps high right here. How was my weekend? I shared that a little earlier. Doing well. We did well. We had a football party. My son got smacked in the face with a crossbow crank. We were rolling back the crossbow so we could actually shoot it. It slipped out, gouged him in the lip, a lot of bleeding, a lot of swelling. He wasn't too excited to go to school today, or when it first happened, thought that it would be, this giant thing on his face. All right, so what do we see immediately? We see lots of wicks. Because we have buy side and sell side draws, I'm waiting. I think we have more of a chance for the sell side draw here. But I just don't know. he wasn't too happy. How about you guys? How was your guys' week? All right, look at this consequent encroachment of this wick. Look at this wick. If it gives us an opportunity, we may look at it. But this wick is sitting right here. We want to see that respected or heavy, and it looks like it's going to. Just by these, where these wicks are, I think if we don't grab this, that would be very interesting. Do you work during the weekends, Deborah? Good morning, DDT. How you doing? What do you do for work? Didn't do much this weekend. Stayed home. Sometimes it's nice. See, I like this downside move. However, here's what I'd want to see. And I would want to see a fair value gap left in here for us to go short in for an inversion. If we don't get that, I mean, it's, you could have played off of a breaker here, but I mean, it's too messy for me. I'm watching this 15-minute fair value gap, this BISI right here. We got 7 minutes left on this candle. I want to see if we're going to respect it or close below it. Here's our daily fair value gap sitting right here. I have to believe that we're probably getting a bearish candle today after we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight green days in a row. Where did we open? Let's look at our... Yeah, we basically closed that. We opened up at the new week opening gap. This would be a draw on liquidity for an inverse right here. But I'm not convinced on that. I don't want to see a complete, I don't want to see a V-shaped bounce here. I would rather see this than that. It would be your best opportunity for an entry for a long, though. It absolutely would. We got it from this high to this low. Puts us in discount. So there's the inversion. I'm not taking it to this swing high. I wanted to see if price begins to play out. That's kind of the level we're watching at the moment to see if this inversion plays out. That'd be from 85 to, that'd be 15 handles. This would have been the inversion here. All right, so it looks like that worked out. Stop would be to break even, profit would be taken there, and then you could target the next swing high if you had any extra profits. I honestly just wanted to see the first one play out. There's your next target. That would have been nice. That would have been nice. That was nice and quick. Only less than 2 minutes. Low resistance liquidity here. Back inside the new week opening gap. Not interested in anything in that range. $15 minutes about to close, either in this 15-minute fair value gap or below it. If we close below it, I don't know how much I'll give it because this is a giant wick on the 15-minute candle right here. Look at that candle. This to me looks bullish. If we close green on this 15 minute, absolutely 100%. Almost guaranteed bullish move. Obviously anything can happen on a no news day. I don't think it's going to give us a green candle. Oh, it did. Okay. I'm looking at the Fibonacci tool here. This fair value gap, I might look at a long somewhere around here. If it will give us, if it'll reach back down into here, I may be interested in a long. Why would I be interested in a long? This 15-minute wick is bullish. We got buy side liquidity here and up here. We're at equilibrium of this range, so we have room to go higher. I just don't want it to do it right now, obviously. Equilibrium is also sitting right here of this wick, so I'd love for it to come right into here, respect the consequent encroachment of this giant 15-minute candle wick inside here, and then move higher. I feel like I would be chasing it if I got in here. We just closed in the opening range gap. within the new week opening gap has not been fully filled yet from regular trading hours, sitting right here. So we'll see if it wants to fill that. And we're just doing what we do best, waiting. And if nothing is obvious, I will not take a trade. I want obvious. I want clear. I want notable. And if we don't get that, we won't trade it. Let's bump up to the hourly. Let's see what's going on in this hourly here. See if we got another context. This is an 8 minute. 8 minutes left in this hourly candle. Let's see where this closes. I'll be interested to see how this closes. We got an hourly fair value gap right here that we've ran into. And we're sitting right in here. In the 4 hour, we also have a fair value gap that's going to be filled, and we're going to see where this candle closes in 8 minutes as well. So we got a lot of things. We got two big time frames closing in 8 minutes. Well, all the time frames are closing obviously in 8 minutes, but we're going to see where things kind of fall once. While this is a bullish candle, if we start getting bearish price action that ends up closing here and then here, I've seen that many times, where you kind of get this, you get a move like this, it comes lower, comes higher, and then we start doing this type of thing. Just to fill this range in for over an hour. I've seen that before. Those are the worst. That's the worst to trade. An inversion fair value gap sitting right here with relatively equal highs. We're not interested in that because we didn't grab any liquidity. We didn't grab any liquidity. This could be a continuation up to these highs, but I'm looking for this down here. Gotcha. I think I asked you, Deborah, what you did for work if you worked on the week, since you worked on the weekends. And how was everybody else's weekend? I think we had a couple people answer. Any fun activities? You guys remember remember this price action here? Remember what this was from a couple days ago, last week? That horrible price action on Friday? Don't trade it. IT. Cool. Well, that's convenient. In front of your computer, where you also can trade. Now, if we get down to this level, I'm looking for a 1 minute change in state of delivery. I'm not going to buy just a dropping knife, a falling knife here. I want it to find support and close above a red candle or a black candle. That's when I'll start looking for longs. Deborah, I don't know if it's a joke or not. If it isn't a joke, I hope that trading gets to a point where you can walk away from that if you want. I have no idea if you're joking or not. I have no idea. Sometimes my sense of humor is oblivious to jokes, and then sometimes I think it's just, there's jokes, and then I think they're serious. So it's better safe to just make sure I'm clear on. I have no idea if that's a joke or not. Well, let's make trading happen. Let's make trading happen. And the biggest part is being able to read order flow. The biggest part is reading order flow. If you can learn to read it, recognize when you don't want to be in it, and recognize when to actually take a trade, that is your best opportunity. All right, so we almost reached down into here, but not quite. We almost did. Slightly disappointing. I really wanted that to reach down into here before be a little cleaner. But if we're going to get this up and down, back and forth price action, this is where you have to be extra patient. Extra patient in all of this. If you've been at it since June, we got 2 months. Please, 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 Deborah, do me a favor and give yourself time. Do not give up too soon. I've been at this. I didn't start seeing any real, notable in front of me progress till after a year. And I traded for a whole year before that. Excuse me. Interstellar, 100%. That is what it's about. Submit to the process. Adzi, how you doing, my friend? That's what I like to hear, Deborah. In it for the long run. I've already made up my mind. I ain't going nowhere. I made up my mind that I'm going to see multi-millions. And I'm in an industry as a realtor where I make anywhere from $150,000 to $300,000 a year as a realtor. And I want to stop that and focus on this because this is how much I believe in it. I believe in this a ton. The freedom that this will give is tremendous. All right, 1 minute, 50 seconds until price it hits 10 o'clock. All right, so remember what we're doing. We're watching this here. Now, the only thing I'll say is this candle on the 15-minute is going to close bearish. So I'm also watching this as an inversion. I want to see how we react to this as an inversion, but I'm also looking for a stab into this And we'll see what happens here. So we're kind of floating with price right now. I mean, it's so easy, Adzi. I mean, you're right. It's so easy to blow money. I mean, I think I blew 30 to 50,000. And that was before I found ICT, because I was literally just swing trading, gambling on news and following people that are talking about news. I watched this one guy that I really like. He's hilarious. But he was called the Maverick of Wall Street, and he'd just talk about fundamentals and what's going on in the market. Because I thought that that's where we need to be. It was, you needed to watch the fundamentals. And I took way bigger trades doing that than I do here. And my risk management was pathetic. It was horrible. All right. We're starting to see some displacement here. This is a large candle that I would need to see a change in state of delivery, so we may see a move lower from here. Okay, I'm glad I see this type of reaction, but still watching it for an inversion. But I would love to see an upside move. So I have permission now to look for a long, but I'm not going to go long unless I see us close above this candle pretty much for right now. If we get another bearish candle, then it would be this one here. But if we are closing below this, I might look at a short because it looks heavy. All right, 30-second just closed. I'm gonna do a 30-second short right here. This is on an eval account. So let's see if the 1 minute closed. So the 1 minute did close. This is a valid trade. Targeting this low down here. Our stop will be if we close above this gray box. Got 7 seconds. We're watching this box right here. Okay, we closed in it. Trade's still legitimate. What we're watching for is a close above this, to be honest, as well. If we close above this, this is triggering a potential long. So I'm not liking how aggressive this is from my original assessment. So it tells me that we're probably going to close above this, even with 31 seconds left. I'm going to wait for this to kind of come back down here. Let's see if it comes back down. 11 seconds will close. This triggers the long that I was looking for. All right. This is, let's see if that will go back down a little bit. I'm going to close that trade out. We closed above it, and this would be a long position. But because of the last one, I'm going to let this play out here. And if it runs against us, what does this tell us? It tells us this price action is not stuff that I want to mess around with. It means we need to wait a little bit longer. Okay, this low resistance liquidity right here, we should run this. Like, that's what I'm looking for it to do. What's up, Peter? So my first assessment was correct, taking a long here based off of a 62% retracement. When I saw this aggressive candle, it basically manipulated me thinking we're going lower instead of sticking with my original assessment. This is why sticking with the original assessment. Once I realized that, I did take a personal 1 micro long here because I'm like, that was my original assessment. I need to stick with my original assessment. So I have 1 micro long from that low. My stop is at break even. My entry was 19,583. And I said I'd never share a screen, but here's the like to target up there. To be honest, if we are not in a seek and destroy day, this could go all the way up to here. And if it does, that would be nice. We're gonna hold this at least to the highs, which the highs are sitting over here. The trade that you saw on here was an eval account. That's why it says eval here. With my stop at break even here, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see how high this wants to. I'm gonna see if this wants to run all the way up to these highs. If it wants to turn right back here and stop me out, then that tells me the market isn't in a position, it wants to range back and forth, and I'm not interested in that. No, I didn't get up in here, Peter. I got down here, so I trade the reverse right here. I trade this reversal right here from this fair value gap. I shorted here, and Peter, no, to my assessment, I was wrong in that assessment. I saw this candle here and thought that we may want to do that. Before you jumped on here, I was looking at this to take a long and decided I wanted to take an eval short. It was the wrong assessment. And then I realized that I took my wrong assessment and went against what my initial bias was, my initial interest was. And so that's when I took that long. So I'm still holding this. I would like to see us hit these equal highs, if not run for this high over here. But you could see how the inversion model looks like it's gonna trade breakouts, but I play the inversion model on inversions. I never check volume. I don't look at volume. What I'm interested in is the macro time. And this is the macro time. We're at 10 o'clock. So 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after is my preferred trading times. It tells me that there's a higher probability that a run is not a fake out and run it will take off. I don't watch footprints either. I don't do none of that. My goal is to make this as simple as possible. And all that extra stuff I don't think is necessary. We came into this fair value gap here. We have this breaker sitting right here, low high, lower low, low, high, lower low. I would like us to find support here at the new week opening gap low, and push higher through here. And I don't think we're actually in the deepest discounts. Technically, we're in premium, or we're in equilibrium. So I went short in premium. That's a legit setup. I mean, there's premium right there. That's where premium is. This is all premium, and there's my stop out. So we're in premium. This is not a discount. We're not in discount. Now this is a very aggressive move with this inversion right here. I'm not taking anything, but see how aggressive it closed below that? We should run this low and maybe target even this low. But because of this ranging, it tells me to stay out. So that was a, yeah, there it is right there. Yeah. Peter, I think when you talk the way you do, when you put your questions in the chat, it can be perceived as aggressive and confusing to other people. This is a beautiful setup that people thinking it's in discount would not have taken, and it worked out perfectly. And I went long because of a previous analysis. This is just price action we don't want to trade. So oh, Deborah, way to go. If you played that, I'm happy. Did you do this inversion right here? You should walk away right now. You should walk away right now. What I mean by aggressive, Peter, is that you're trying to, it sounds trying to persuade people that what they're doing is right or wrong. And I don't want that to be the narrative on the stream. So I want to see if it finds support right there and continues lower. This has to be the move. So hopefully you didn't take it just from the double top, but you took it on an entry model. I don't know if you used my entry model or not, but this is where I would have went short right here if you did it based off of sweeping that high. This would have been your entry right there. Bam. Perfect. Way to go. Congrats. That makes me happy. Way to go. Now we're in discount. We are officially in discount. But technically, we're still in premium if you zoom out. Look at that. This is premium. From this low to this high, we're in premium. And even from this low to this high, we just went into discount. All right. Ooh, look at that. Quite a reaction right there off of the 30-second. Not much of a target, but opportunity for an aggressive move higher. Tells me that we might be ranging here back and forth today, guys. Well, this is the place right here, Deborah, if we're going to fall a little more. We have a breaker right here. Inversion right here. Do not treat this as a double top if you did before. Treat that as liquidity running through. Here's that initial inversion. We respected the consequent encroachment. Or are respecting. I shouldn't say respected, because it could break. We'll see what happens here. Gonna take a small long right here. Targeting these swing highs. Let's see if we can get it. One-to-one trade. This internal swing high right here is where I'll move my stop to break even. So as soon as price gets to this level right here, that's when I want to move my stop to break even. Making progress, Deborah. Way to go. All right, I'm still holding this. Still waiting. I'm hoping that we hit this high. I can move my stop to break even. I don't want it to close red, to be honest. It's going to, isn't it? Okay, close green. That's little hope. I don't like how long it's holding here. That's not a good sign. I'm going to de-risk and reduce my size here. Gonna move my stop to break even. There we go. Selling 1, 2. I have 1 left with stop at break even. So we got 25 handles out of that. Where are we gonna hold? We're gonna hold through these equal highs right here. See if we can get these equal highs. And if we get this with aggression, we could run even higher. We have a lot of room for us to run. If it wants to. If it doesn't, then it's this. I don't like that candle. Especially when you grab these highs and your body closes beneath the bodies of these other ones. That's not a favorable sign. So we'll probably get stopped out here. I can see it coming into this fair value gap, finding support here and then moving higher, but not interested in doing another long because of this wick right here. Well, that's actually break even for me. Apparently I had this at the wrong spot. So I'm out of that trade. Nice winning trade. 15 handles, 20 handles. We made on that. Good recommendation, Adzi. That's what I'd be doing. All right, Deborah, I would call that a day. I would call that a day and take the win of being out of the red and walk away for the day. It's so easy to want to just stay when you are only trading a sim account. But that's the discipline. That is the discipline of a successful trader. I am logged out of my personal account as well. We're going to be done on that account. I don't like these wicks, guys. I mean, the 15-minute candle looks... These 15-minute candles look horrible. These are not pretty. So I just checked. Apex is 71% off, so I changed that. They're only doing 71% off for right now, so no mega sales going on. So we are 2 for 3 today. We took, I took a eval short that I shouldn't have took. Then I reversed my position on my cash account, took a long. That was a win. But then the rest stopped out for break even because I was holding for a bigger move. And then I took a long here on this inversion to the upside. Took profit here. but then the rest stopped out for break even. So I lost a lot in letting the runners stop at break even, but I'm working on the muscle of holding these trades longer. So I'm okay with that. It's part of the learning process, knowing when to hold and when to cut. The biggest thing you guys really have to fight is when you don't have a setup and you're reading order flow. Like right now, this tells me I think it wants to run lower. Everything in me wants to go like this. Okay, let's go short. Take my chance. Let's see if it goes short. This is an eval account, so I'll cancel the position. But if it runs above this high. But this is the struggle that you're going to be dealing with all the time. Is I want to take a trade and I think price is going to run lower, but it doesn't. So I'm going to take a trade because I'm getting better at reading order flow. You take a trade and I was wrong. I wanted to see it melt right here, and guess what it didn't do? It didn't melt. And being able to stay out when you think, oh, I think price is going to do this, let's just see and find out, is going to save you so much in your ability to just sit on your hands and not take a trade. I mean, I'm sitting on my hand right now. I'm not going to take a trade. I'm going to sit here and not take a trade. And just be comfortable reading price action without taking anything. If you are going to take something, because I've heard people say, and I agree, I'll pay more attention if I'm actually in a trade. So what you can do is go to a demo account that you don't care about, and then just say, okay, I think it's going to go here, and watch it. But don't get into the habit of just trading to trade. That is when you become profitable. This thing that I'm referring to right now is what's going to keep you unprofitable. Okay, we're coming up on the 11 a.m. macro time. Let's see what price wants to do. And if you guys are on X, send me a message on X. Connect with me on X. I'm on X all the time after I'm done streaming. That's where I'm not on Facebook, Instagram. Usually it's Twitter or X. That's where I'm spending my time. So you have all this consolidation right here. We're waiting for it to break out of this. Seeing this tells me it's a move to go higher. What is it? Here, I'll just share my profile. It's like Facebook. It's just a platform that I like. Twitter. This is going to be the magic. This is going to be, let's see what the 5 minute looks like here. This is going to be the magic level right here. When we can get out of that, my name is Tyler. We're going to see what happens in this macro time, and we'll probably call it a day. Because, I mean, look at the 5 minute. Look at that. That's just nasty. I'm happy to get out green. So you can see my targets have been this high, this volume imbalance, in this fair value gap. These are my weekly targets. I don't think I clarified that. I mean, this one here is 200 points away, which we could get in a day, but it's still pretty far. This is 200 points as well. 300 points. So I think we'll eventually, we will run for one of these, but you can look at this consolidation and just how price has been playing in this area, that we still don't have a clear answer on where it wants to go. My My gut is telling me it's higher because we're making higher lows. But we don't want to take any opportunity. There's no opportunities for us to go long right now. There will be on this 5-minute close though. This is look at this candle here and look at all the price action. Look at the resistance. A close above this probably means we're headed to that high. That's how I'd see that. Probably also view this as a long here, a breaker. I would want this to hit the breaker after the 5-minute closes, personally. Adzi, I would like to see this. I don't know if we're going to get it. I'm a realtor. So I full-time all of this. Realtor, as a real estate agent, I set my own schedule and stuff. So we're about to hit this in 5-minute inverse. That no, have we closed above it? Yeah, we closed above this 5-minute. We're digging into this inverse right now. I don't want it to go right now. I would like to dig a little bit deeper. Concept, hey Samuel, welcome. How you doing, man? The concept of this channel is all about day trading, helping people become profitable day traders, and the focus is on my faith and how my faith and what the Lord has taught me in this journey has impacted my trading and just how I live my life. So it's day trading and Jesus. And the concept is, or what I feel the Lord's asked me to do, is help the body of Christ, help believers and others become financially free, not dependent on an employer. So that's kind of the concept of this channel. Have you ever traded before? Adzi, you are independent realtors. I hang my license at a large firm. It's a national firm, but they don't tell me what to do, and I can do whatever I want. I can work as little or as much as I want, but that's irrelevant because, I mean, as a realtor, if you don't work, you're not getting paid. Well, glad to have you, Samuel. Glad you're doing the same. Okay, so we digged a little bit deeper into this fair value gap, hit this small fair value gap here. We could just begin to put, if we inverse this, we're probably going to start pushing higher. That's what I'd be watching for. And you decide how you want to handle that. Oh, the London session. That's in the middle of the night for me, man. That's 3 a.m. for me. I'm tucked under my covers. I'm tucked to sleep. Where are you located at, Samuel? Okay, I marked this on the screen. I marked this on the screen. I didn't say anything else on that though. India, pastor, son, worship leader, and you know other church activities. India. I'd love to visit there sometime. I really want to see this run this high. That's very bullish. Taking some off there. I didn't call this one out for you guys, but I did mark it on here. It's right there. I said as soon as we close above this, that should tell us if we're going to go back higher or not. We should run this. We should head for these highs. We do have one other 5-minute fair value gap that we need to close above. But the 15-minute has closed above. Guess we got this tiny 15-minute sitting there. We got to see what happens in a minute 30. Do we close above this fair value gap? This blue area here. Got 1 minute left. If we don't close above this blue box in the next minute, I will probably take some profit. Looks like we're gonna get it. Okay, there's our 5-minute close. We could see a retracement, but we should see price begin to move higher. There's our retracement. Really, I wouldn't want to see it much lower than this. We could go all the way down to this. depends how high you think it's going to go, Deborah. We have a lot of room to the upside. We could just pop right up to this level right here very fast and then start crawling, or we may crawl that entire time. Today has been a day of me learning to hold. Just exercising that ability to hold and move longer, and just put my stop at break even and just hold it. Actually, where my stop is at 656. My stop is right here. That's my actual position. We want this small 1 minute order block to hold. Here's my trade, one contract left, just waiting. The thing is, I'm half tempted to move it to 1718 or 718, somewhere around there, because that's the swing high buy side liquidity. But our first stop is this level at 19,688. Again, we're still watching this order block right here. We're wanting that to hold. We want this candle to close above this order block right here to make this a new order block. So if we get a green candle above there, that turns this into an order block, and that's a good sign. If it doesn't, and it melts through this one, then we have this order block right here. Which is also overlapping with a fair value gap. All right, there's my stop out for break even on that last contract. It sucks, but it is what it is. I think I'm going to call it a day there, folks. That was our fourth trade, so that we went 3 for 4 on a less than probable day. We managed our risk well. We held longer to try to shoot for some bigger moves. It's Monday. I was hoping the market would give it to us. I was optimistic. The market didn't want to give us those bigger moves, but ended up green on the day. That's what matters. So we'll be here. I won't be here tomorrow, most likely. We'll be here on Wednesday, and we will see you guys.